This is the Ryder and Lisa podcast.
Brought to you by Yegg Property Pros. Powered by Real Broker. Get a realtor who knows. Call the pros.
The only James Bond movies that I've watched are ones with Sean Connery. Like the Daniel Craig ones, I think I might have dabbled in, but I really didn't care, to be honest.
Pierce Brosnan, you would have watched some of those.
Yeah, maybe, but I was more of the Sean Connery. We had them on VHS growing up.
Okay.
There's one scene in particular. He's on a boat, naturally, and he's drinking a martini and eating dry ribs, boneless dry ribs. And I remember watching that at like 8 years old and being like, dang, that looks good. I could go for a martini and a dry rib. There's a new Bond that is potentially signing a contract this week. And this person was considered months back. We kind of all just forgot about it. Because then for a while there, we were convinced it was going to be Idris Elba. Remember that?
Yep.
But apparently, it's Taylor Johnson. Aaron Taylor Johnson. He's been offered the role of James Bond again. And he's from Kick-Ass. Remember that movie in 2010? He was also in Bullet Train with Brad Pitt.
Yes. Yeah.
He's a stud. He's a British stud.
Oh, this is the guy you have a huge crush on that's dating or married to a lady that's a lot older than him, right?
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, every time you bring him up, you're like mad that...
Well, one time I tweeted him and I was like, I wonder if Aaron Taylor Johnson is going to see this. And he wrote, I saw it, haha. And I was like, are we dating?
But the answer is no.
No, he was already with his now wife. They have kids together and everything, so whatever. A girl can dream.
And he's pretty jacked too, right? Like
He is very jacked.
Which
So-
doesn't really fit the James Bond
What do you mean? He's got to
vibe.
be slim? Tall and
Well,
slim?
they're pretty slim. Like,
Nowadays, the kinds of suits that they can create for James Bond.
yeah.
Bring it on. Let's do this.
Oh, you're right worked up over there, eh?
Yeah.
You are probably one of the worst people I've ever met for RSVPing for things.
Yeah, that's correct. I like to live in the moment. I don't like to book in advance because what if something else came up? What if I had a migraine that weekend? What if I got my period? You never know.
Sure. That's stressful for people that are trying to put together numbers, though. You understand that?
Yes.
And like why RSVPs exist.
Yes.
There's a lady that came out with an idea that is marketing it now, and they're like 2 bad notes for wedding guests who didn't RSVP in time.
Okay.
So you just send out, after the deadline's passed, you send out to anybody that hasn't responded that says, like, we're sorry you can't make it to our wedding. Our deadline is passed, and you unfortunately didn't respond. We would have loved to have you attend, but our final numbers had to be turned in.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't respond to that either. It's all good.
And then you'd still show up.
Yeah, maybe.
I could see how that would be frustrating for somebody who's putting something big together, no doubt.
It's created quite a debate. Some people have been saying that it's passive aggressive. Some people are saying it's just plain rude. Some people have said it's tacky. And I totally appreciate all of these opinions.
And then continues.
I think as harsh as this does sound, and yes, there could be nicer ways to phrase it. I mean, I didn't send this out on my wedding. This is just an idea that's been put out there. But yes, it could sound a bit harsh. But I also think if somebody got this, they would not forget to RSVP the next time.
That's fair. I would, though. Richard Simmons posted on Facebook, and it went viral. Because when's the last time you heard from Richard Simmons? In fact, for a while there, he disappeared. He wasn't even leaving his home. Like, people were worried about him, right? So he posted yesterday on Facebook and his X account, formerly known as Twitter, I have some news to tell you. Please don't be sad. I am ... dying. He then goes on to say, like, every day we live, we're getting closer to our death. The truth is we're all dying. Why am I telling you this? Because I want you to enjoy your life to the fullest every single day. Get up in the morning, look at the sky, count your blessings, and enjoy. Start with a healthy breakfast. He goes on, this long status. He says at the very end, if you have time, I want you to listen to a terrific song. It's by Tim McGraw. It's called Live Like You Were Dying. Live today and don't forget to pray. Love, Richard. So this post goes up. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, like what's happening?
Yeah, like how long do you got, really?
Pretty much.
You know?
About 4 hours after that, he has to make another status. Sorry, many of you have gotten upset about my message today. Even the press has gotten in touch with me. I am not dying. It was a message about saying how we should embrace every day that we have. Sorry for the confusion. Love, Richard.
So he was just saying, like, we're all slowly
We're all
dying.
Which, like, it's true. Every day is getting closer. But you can't start a status with, I have some news to tell you.
Didn't he say sad news?
He said, I have some news to tell you. Please don't be sad. I am ... dying, period. Richard!
Come on.
Bug experts are saying that there's going to be a lot of grasshoppers this summer. Ugh! I hate them. They make them out to be these little angels, these wise characters in cartoon movies. Nope. Disgusting and obnoxious at night. Quiet all day. Then as soon as the sun sets, they're all just rubbing their legs together, making all the noise.
Is that what makes the noise?
Yeah.
Oh, I figured it would have been out of their mouths.
So what we need to kill off all of the grasshopper eggs, or at least more of them.
No, we don't want to kill off all
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Because they're bad for farmers, too.
Yeah.
They'll ruin crops.
We don't want all of them dead, though.
Okay, but lots of them. We need a lot of rain.
Oh.
We need the moisture. We need
They don't do
cold.
well with moisture.
We need cold rain.
I remember growing up and walking through, like, fields that had kind of been taken over by grasshoppers, and you'd take a step and, like, 30 of them.
Yeah, that's
everywhere.
That's a very accurate sound.
Yeah.
Or when you would be walking into a building and they'd all be gathered around in the corner near the door, and you'd have to like scream and try and get through the door without them getting you.
And some of the dumb ones would just be like jumping into the door.
They're kind of like moths, where they're unpredictable with their flight path.
Okay.
And that's what makes me dislike them. Aren't like chocolate covered grasshoppers a delicacy?
Some places. Yeah, I don't think I've ever ate one.
Me neither. Never would. I don't even eat escargot.
I might have had one by accident at some point.
How does that happen?
Well, I don't know, if I was having a picnic.
Oh.
You know, all of a sudden you like open your sandwich to see how much mayo's in there.
And all of a sudden a grasshopper
and then you look
jumps
away
in there.
as you close it and then just...
So yes, be aware, if you hate bugs like I do, there's going to be a spike in grasshoppers this summer unless we get lots of rain. So now what we need is a spider to step on.
Okay.
That will cure everything.
A new study was released that found that breathing works better to soothe anger than venting.
Okay, so that's why they tell you, like, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Like, just some deep breaths. Because venting just gets you more fired up.
Yeah, I think that's true, too.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels like that's what you need to do.
But it's wrong.
But then you do it and you're still angry, and just the other person in the room's either also angry or annoyed of you.
Yep.
So
They're exhausted. That's why they say things like, if you're really fired up about someone at work, you write out the email in the notes section of your phone, but you don't actually send it. You write it out and then you close your phone, and in an hour you go back to it. And if you still want to send it, go for it. But odds are you don't want to send it.
I've been doing that with Facebook arguments for about 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah.
Since like the world got all twisted up and everybody was so passionate about everything and venting constantly on socials, I would get in on those arguments, but I wouldn't post it. I'd just delete it and then be like, all right, I'm better off not.
Well, because as soon as you post it in a comment section, then you're anxious all day. You're waiting for those notifications and you're just fired up throughout the entire day.
Yeah, 100%. Some activities that you think might actually help calm you down, do the opposite, like jogging. A lot of people will think that like will help them blow off steam.
It doesn't help.
Doesn't help.
Okay,
no.
so just breathe.
Just breathing is the only option. What is something you were very confident about but dead wrong?
Rachel, who streams our show from Cranbrook, BC, shout out, wrote in saying, I was 12. I sent a VHS audition tape to Star Search. I basically prepared my entire school for my instant fame. Didn't even hear back from them. Man, I've been there. I tried to get on the show Zoom so many times. Like, I would write them letters because I wanted to be a part of such a fun show where they just like made crafts.
Yeah. And you can't even like log into Zoom.
Come on and Zoom. Come on and Zoom.
Kyle says, individually, as I saw them each starting to make a name in music, I confidently said that Eminem, Drake, and Justin Bieber were not going to make it.
Oh, man. Wrong.
Three of the biggest names in the game. Listen, I was so confident that memes were making a comeback.
Yeah, Ryder's been creating memes thinking that they're going to go viral. 6 likes.
Yeah, they really don't take off. Every once in a while, you'll get one that just goes bananas, but for the most part,
nothing.
Not a lot of love for them.
Anna wrote in saying, no, there won't be one more cold snap. We're done. We're done for the winter.
That's a good one.
That is such a good one. It is so true.
A very recent one, too, because I feel like a lot of us said that. Are we actually through this?
I think we're done. You were wrong about crypto. Isn't it like brushing right now?
What do you mean I was wrong about it?
I don't know. I feel like you were. No? Does that
No,
sound
I was
inaccurate?
very right about it. About 3 months ago, I said to you, I have a feeling this is going to go bonkers. People are starting to talk about it, and you would have made a lot of money if you would have listened to me.
Oh, so I was wrong.
Yeah. I got a really nice compliment this weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Well, it was very genuine, and I've never gotten this kind of compliment before.
Okay, let's hear it.
So he just said, like, man, love those shoes. I saw those earlier, and if I was back in my teenage years and I saw those sitting at a curling ball and spiel by themselves, I probably would have stole them. But I've grown up a lot. And then he goes,
Because this was at a curling ball and spiel that you were getting the compliment.
Yeah.
For those that are confused.
And then he's like, how old are you, by the way? And I said, 41. And he goes, no. And he couldn't believe the, like, shoe choice I had, and I guess my overall demeanor, and maybe my, like, face. He thought I was, like, mid-30s at the oldest, is what he said. I would have guessed 34, 35 years old. I never thought I cared that much about, like, aging or looking younger, but I haven't, like, gone out of my way to take care of myself. I don't use lotions. I don't get Botox. I don't.
Yeah, that's a really nice compliment.
So I was pumped because
Yeah.
it just never happened before that somebody was like, oh, I thought you were like 7 years younger than you're saying you are.
It is nice.
Hey?
Yeah.
So I wanted to throw it out there because it was a unique compliment. And what is a memorable compliment you've received?
I can't think of any. Can everyone compliment me so I have an answer?
No, we're not playing that game, Pump Lisa's Tires. Talking about the best compliment you've ever received.
I like this one from Melissa that rolled in on the text line. A very sweet elderly lady told me I radiate kindness and warmth. This one from Geraldine says, I was at a funeral once and an old lady came up to me and gasped. She said, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. You look like a movie star. Best compliment, but in the weirdest place.
Yeah, that's true, hey? That'd be a weird place to get. Like, oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. Today is all about me.
Exactly. This one says, my brother, when he asked me to be his kid's godson, said, out of everyone I know, you're the only person I think, his kid's godfather.
There we go.
Out of everyone I know, you're the only person I could think of who could raise my son better than me.
Wow.
So that's a little bit cocky, too. So that when really cocky people compliment you, it feels better, right?
Because you know it's taking everything for them to say it.
Yeah. What is the best compliment you've received? What do you got?
Best compliment I ever got. I worked in a bar that was insane. Like, we sat 1,400 people.
Whoa.
And, yeah, I was serving this monster party, and one of the managers went to the owner of the company I was serving, and he goes, listen, I'm going to tell you, you can take any server out of this bar, put them anywhere else, and they'll be the best server in that building. This is our best server.
Aww.
Whoa, that is a good one.
And I was like, oh no, I have to be really good.
How many plates can you balance at once?
Really? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on my left arm and 2 in my right hand.
Whoa.
It just adds up. It adds up.
Just read something that I thought was pretty accurate. So if you're an employer, this may be something you want to implement. Roughly 2,000 people who are employed were asked some questions about the modern workplace. And many believe we're stuck in the last century.
We need a nap room.
Well, yeah, it sounds
Is
like
that
it.
on there?
Pretty much. Well, 57% say the traditional 9-to-5 schedule doesn't work. Doesn't work for them.
I agree. You know what I was thinking the other day, because of our schedule and how different it is than most people who are like just getting to the office now, like just starting their shift. When I'm going to an appointment in the afternoon, I'm like, do people have to book off an entire day for an appointment? Do they have to? Like, I have the afternoons to do that. That just seems very inconvenient. The 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of places close down at 6 o'clock. You're rushing to get somewhere. Like, even your ex-wife got me to go and get her son's soccer pictures. She's like, they close at a time I can't make it.
Yeah.
I'm in my office.
That's tricky.
It is.
So I guess that does make sense. I thought that maybe this was just a bunch of Gen Zers who were like, no, I don't want to do 8 hours a day. It's outdated.
It's too much.
But this part really rang home. 67% said getting paid once or twice a month is outdated. The average employee runs out of money about 12 days after receiving their paycheck. So most of them would prefer to get paid weekly.
Wow, really?
And with technology, it would be pretty easy to do that. That would have been tough when you had somebody actually filling out checks for every employee. Like, to expect that to happen every week would be a headache. But you think, like, with just like you're setting up a schedule online and it automatically does it.
Yeah, because there's people that get paid once a month at the end of the month, and then it's just gone because it goes towards other bills. And then
you're catching up
your credit card. Yeah, that's a lot.
So every week, I could get behind that.
If you have something that you've always thought just makes way more sense when it comes to the
workplace,
workplace, hit us up and let us know.
Thank you for checking out the show. Just came across a pretty wild story about a group of friends who ended up beating up a cougar to save their other friend. So this is a group of ladies that were out on a bike ride. One of them was attacked by a cougar.
Oh my gosh.
It knocked her off the bike. Her friends grabbed like sticks and rocks to fend off the cougar. Eventually, one of them ended up being able to pin the animal under their bike, so that it wasn't able to continue attacking. And they held it there until police came and took care of the cougar. Yeah.
That'd be so scary. The entire time holding it down.
Yeah.
Like knowing,
the noises it makes, and even like being able to smell a cougar that from that close would be like so new.
Also not knowing if you were going to make it or not. Like in a matter of seconds.
Right.
You could be done so.
That thing could, shimmy out and you'd be in trouble.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, the lady is recovering. She was in hospital for 5 days. She's got permanent nerve damage, sadly, and a broken jaw.
Oh, man.
That they've taken care of. But how about some friends stepping up?
Are you kidding me?
It's a pretty wild story, eh?
Yeah, it is. Do you think they'll ever go on bike rides together ever again? Or do you think that instead they're going to pivot? They're going to go for wine?
And be the cougar.
Yeah.
We are pleased to be joined by Darby, Big Brothers, Big Sisters. Dream Home Lottery is on now. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so up until May 1st, people can buy tickets to join our Dream Home Lottery. It's a $1.27 million dream home that we're giving away as the grand prize this year. And tickets start at just $30 for Dream Home and $10 for our Win 50. And
there is the early bird draw coming up as well, right?
Yeah, we do have our early bird draw on Thursday, March 21st for a $30,000 luxury cruise experience, or you can opt to take $27,000 cash.
And the Win 50 jackpot, what's that sitting at right now?
Yeah, we actually just passed $900,000, and we've seen a lot of great momentum recently with the Win 50. It's kind of gone up a couple $100,000 this past few weeks.
Whoa.
So definitely a great time to grab a ticket. We're nearing that $1 million mark.
Have you ever done the $1 million mark for that one?
Oh, yeah. We've surpassed $1 million several times before.
And that'll likely happen again.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing it this year. So someone's at least taken $500,000.
What percentage of tickets are sold right now?
Yeah, we're just at a little past 50% of tickets sold, which is a little slower this year than we'd like it to be. So it'd be great if some of your listeners could come in and buy even that $30 Dream Home ticket or $10 Win 50. It all makes such a huge difference to the work that we're able to do.
And what kind of work is this going towards? Where are people's money going?
Yeah, it's going to Boys and Girls Clubs, Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Edmonton and area. This is our largest annual fundraiser. And what it really enables us to do is focus on our areas of need with Boys and Girls Clubs and with Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and make sure that we're able to sustain momentum and look at, what current issues are. So say for COVID, for example, we noticed children needed more educational supports. Fundraisers like this allow us to pivot and offer that, hire tutors, make sure that we're able to truly give children and youth the services that they need most when they need them most.
So when you buy a ticket, you're helping a child.
Absolutely, yeah. Our favorite slogan, when you buy a ticket, you help a child.
Where can people find more details?
They can find more details at bigbrothershomelottery.org.
The Ryder and Lisa Podcast.
Brought to you by Yegg Property Pros. Powered by Real Broker. Get a realtor who knows. Call the pros.
Play 107.